Hi everyone, this is on multiplying and dividing in scientific notation. Okay, so we have 7.80 times 10 to the 7th divided by 1 times 10 to the 4th. So remember, we can divide these two numbers. That gives us 7.8 times, and then we can divide these two numbers. But remember that if you have 10 to the 7th divided by 10 to the 4th, that's really 10 to the 7 minus 4. Because when you divide, you subtract the exponents. So that means this would then be 10 to the 3rd. This is already in proper notation. The decimal's after the first number. That's not a 0. So this is 7.8 times 10 to the 3rd. Okay, for this one. So we can multiply the 3.3 times 8, and then remember that when we multiply, we add the exponents. So this would be 10 to the negative 4 plus 0, and then that would be then still 10 to the negative 4. With the calculator, we need to do the 3.3 times 8, we get 26.4. So this is 26.4 times 10 to the negative 4th. So again, if we go this way, we talked about this in an earlier lesson, you have to add 1 to your exponent. So that would mean that this would now be 2.64 times 10 to the negative 3. Okay, for this one, same as before, we have to divide these two numbers. So if we pull out the calculator, we got 1.5 divided by 5. That is 0.3. Then we need to do this part. So again, it would be times, and this would be 10. And remember that this would be 10 to the 5 minus 1. So that means this would be 10 to the 4th. But this is not correct scientific notation. We have to now go one time to the right. So if you go one time to the right, that would mean that we need to change the 4. Which would mean that since we went to the right one spot, we need to remove 1. So again, when you go to the left, you add 1 to your exponent. When you go to the right, you take away 1, which would mean that this is going to be 3 times 10 to the 3rd. All right, for this one, same thing as we did earlier. We have to multiply these two numbers. So 1.5 times 2 gives us 3. Again, when you are multiplying, you add. So 10 to the 0 plus then the exponent, which was a negative 5. So that would mean that this is going to be times 10. 0 plus negative 5 is still negative 5. So your answer is 3 times 10 to the negative 5th. So that's the video on multiplying and dividing in scientific notation. Hopefully that helped you.